You're going to serve for your Easter brunch, your Easter holiday, Mother's Day, all the occasions that are coming up. Thankfully, we have two wine experts with us here. Our good friend Brian Doherty. Always nice to see you, Brian. And of course, you recognize him from Shark Tank. This is Mr. Wonderful, Kevin O'Leary, who has brought this amazing assortment of wines to QVC that people are just loving. Kevin,
getting
nice to
better
see you.
Every time.
Well, this is your spring assortment.
Yes.
So let's tell everybody what you're going to be getting here, because this is a spring reserve set. You can choose your 3-bottle collection of one particular variety, or you can jump up and do the 12 count of all whites. You can do the 12 count of all reds, or you can do the combo, which is going to give you 3 bottles of each. And really, that's where your savings is, everybody. So all you need to choose, there's Moscato, there's Chardonnay, there's the Meritage, there's a Cabernet Sauvignon. The Moscato, the Chardonnay, and the Meritage are all California.
Yes.
When we get to that Cabernet Sauvignon, that happens to be from Washington, right?
And it's a secret story.
Okay.
Because there's an appellation called Walla Walla Valley. It's the only one in America that transcends across 2 states, Oregon and Washington. Mm-hmm. It is considered one of the best wine growing regions in America. But there was something magic happened in 06, 07. Those were perfect growing years. And the grapes that came out those years were near 100. And so, of course, all that's gone. It's hard to find. But the wine, the business that we're in keeps growing because Vintage Estates keeps expanding its empire, and it bought a winery there. And guess what? When we went into the inventory, there they were, barrels of 06 and 07. And I said, they're mine. All mine, because I knew what 06, 07 was.
Right.
And I have brought it here, blended together. I put the 06 and the 07 together. When you try this cab,
is that unique to
very
blend
unique.
2 different years
very,
of wines together?
Very unique. But if you have near two perfect years, you can do it. It's so rare to find this. When you try this, this is going to just try this.
Okay.
I mean, you have to have a bottle of this. It's so rare.
Kevin's worked very hard on this.
Can we start, maybe let's work backwards this time, Brian. We usually go from whites to reds.
Yes.
Why don't we start with that Cabernet Sauvignon?
Sure.
Because that really is so unique and so special and unlike anything you've probably tried before. What are some of the characteristics of a good cab, Kevin?
Well, you want a long, lingering flavor. You love the, blackberry, and then maybe a chocolate or a mocha floats through it. Mm-hmm. But when you get 2 spectacular years, it lingers forever.
Okay.
You take a sip and you just keep getting more and more and more. I call it the Walla Walla Wonder. I mean, that's what it is.
It's very smooth.
Isn't it?
Really smooth.
That age helps.
Yes.
Oh, my goodness.
Smooth, yet allows it to be big and bold. Kevin's blended in a little Petite Syrah, a little Syrah.
Okay.
That's the secret sauce. I try to keep that a secret.
I knew.
Brian
comes along,
he just blabbed that out.
Tells it to everybody.
That's my secret sauce.
So what do you like to serve with a Cabernet Sauvignon?
A cab is the grand master wine. If you have a roast beef, if you've got ribs, it goes with any meat. But this is such a special beverage that you can serve this by itself to somebody and say, have you ever tried an 06, 07 Walla Walla? They're going to say no, because there's so little of it around. Wow. When you taste this, the first time I tried it, and it was blended, and I realized the only words that came to my mouth were, Ichiwawa caramba. That's what I said. It was so spectacular.
So good.
Fabulous.
So that is on the red side. The other red included in this opportunity is the Meritage.
Yes.
So tell me about that.
Meritage is very complex because it is a master blend. You've got so many different varietals in here. You start with, let's say, a Cabernet Sauvignon, but you'll add a Merlot to it, and a Petit Syrah, and a Syrah itself. All of these being put together, this is where the mastery of blending comes together. Look how complex that is.
It is.
Picture that on your table with a beautiful leg of lamb or butterflied lamb, with Easter coming up.
Yes.
Just a great food wine.
Yes.
Goes with...
I mean, it's so beautiful because it's got so many different complex layers to it. But Meritage is really the art of making wine because you start with a wide palette of different varietals and then you blend and you blend.
Well, it's a real recipe. Right? It's a real recipe.
It
so
is.
you have to make sure you get all the notes.
I'd like to keep a little bit of this a secret, please, Brian.
We won't give anything away.
So the tasting notes are all on QVC.com. You can watch Kevin's secrets.
And I videoed the tasting notes this time because I wanted to talk about, right down to the percentages of what I did and what I expect you'll try when you and what you'll experience and the nose and everything else, I think people appreciate it.
I want to remind you too that, a lot of you are maybe saying, okay, well, I'm going to get 3 bottles of that cab because that sounds so unique and different. And when you do it that way, you're looking at about $14 a bottle for these wines. The 12 count is actually you buy more and save, because when you get the 12 bottles of wine, now you're at $11 and change a bottle.
Delivered.
So, and delivered to your door. We deliver to 40 states.
Yeah.
You can see the map over on QVC.com. So this is just a wonderful way. Like, I love being able to help you shop for wines, because it can be really daunting when you walk into the wine and spirit store and it's, you see all these labels and all these countries and what's going to go with what. And here we have the experts helping you find the perfect thing for your table at a great price.
If it has my name on it, I've got your back on wine. I blend these for my family. I drink them myself. I make sure they're spectacular, and they're a great price. But this Walla Walla, I mean, I can't stop talking about it. It's so rare.
It's really different.
If you get the case of red, you're going to get half Walla Walla and half Meritage, which is fantastic.
A great combo.
Yeah.
Yes.
Let's talk about the whites.
Oh, yes.
So we're going to start with
a little bit of Chardonnay.
One of my favorites,
Yes.
for sure. And I'm a
Why don't you
California
pass that
girl,
along?
so California Chardonnay, my favorite.
She knows her Chardonnay.
What's unique about your Chardonnay,
I don't
Kevin?
just go 100% Chard. That's
Yeah.
easy to do. If you want to
Look at
make
the
a
color.
Chard really unique and have a unique personality, try something by adding a little bit of Moscato, for example, to give it that peach and apricot and honeysuckle flavor that you're tasting right
Yes.
now. Yet it keeps it very, very crisp. And I think this is one of my best Chards ever. It's such a beautiful, long tongue, as I like to say.
Yes, it's not. It's kind of bright, actually.
It's not too buttery.
No,
so
it's not
so
too
it
buttery.
really
I don't
will
like the
go
heavy
well with
oaks because
food.
it takes away from the personality of the wine.
Yeah, no, it's excellent.
You can really taste the fruit.
Very good.
Great with fish, of course.
Great, and your chicken and things like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Oh,
If you want
yeah.
to serve it as a if you want to serve this as a pre-drink or a pre-dinner, it's great.
Yeah.
And then let's talk about Moscato, because to me that just says warmer temperatures, and it has just a subtle little sweetness to it.
Now, what people don't know about Moscato, it's made from the Alexandria grape, one of the oldest varietals in the world. The Romans used to harvest it because the Romans loved that rose petal aroma, the beautiful essence, a little sweetness to it, but still crisp.
Oh, that's nice.
And we still love it today.
Yeah.
It
That's
is
really
gorgeous.
nice.
So it's just a delicate. I call it a honeysuckle sweet. So if you're a white Zin drinker, or you like
Yes.
rosé or any of the blush wines, you've got to try Kevin's
It's
Moscato.
And
He's
that
really,
rose petal that you
You've got
describe,
it, right?
I can smell it.
And the honeysuckle, the jasmine
Oh, is
to
that
it.
nice?
Isn't that nice?
That's
marvelous.
lovely. Yeah, like that's so nice when people come over. Maybe their first glass of wine is this, and then you go sit outside
Yeah.
and you have some, wine and cheese, and you visit,
Yeah.
and then you can upgrade to the different other varieties with your main course. Do you want to come try something, Karen?
You said Moscato, and right now after all this, the heavy
Snow,
food,
yes,
get the
right.
snow,
Wait
I
till you
want
try
it
this
light and
Moscato.
refreshing.
Think
It is
rose,
spring.
think honeysuckle, think jasmine. It's all
really
coming
lovely.
to you.
It's really,
Here
really
you
good.
are.
What I-
Already
Try that.
500 requested, everybody. So again,
Oh,
you can
boy.
get 3 bottles of Moscato or Chardonnay or Meritage or that Cabernet Sauvignon. You can do a 12 count, which again reduces the price per bottle by $3.
Yeah.
So instead of $14 and change, now you're at $11 and change. All whites, so 6 of each. All reds, 6 of each. People love this combo, this variety, if you will, because you get 3 bottles of each of the 4
And
we
that
talked
includes
about.
the Walla Walla, the
Isn't this
magic of Walla
awesome?
Walla.
It
It's
is.
really lovely.
Every time we have had an event at our house where people have either come to us or we're going somewhere else and we gift this to the party, it's always the hit of the
Yes.
party. Anything O'Leary's always and unequivocally becomes the hit of the party. Where did this come from? It really is
It's
awesome.
excellent.
Well, you know what?
It's
So many people
incredible.
say, I talk to them and they say, gee, I don't normally buy 12 bottles of wine. I said, well, neither do I when I go to the store. It's too heavy to carry home. But
That's true.
But when you can get 12 bottles delivered to your door, now you've got the perfect gift. You've got the
Yes.
bridge club, somebody dropping by.
Yes.
And I encourage everyone to try them all. Well, you may
Yes.
have your favorite varietal. You may just like whites. You have someone coming over for Easter dinner or something like that, and they would
Yeah.
like a nice red.
So, Brian, you
You're
like the
completely
12-pack
covered.
mix. You
Oh,
get all
absolutely.
4 varietals.
I
Three
love
of
that
each.
too, because
the way
while
to
I'm
try
more of
new
a white
wines.
wine drinker,
Yeah.
many, like my sister-in-law and some of my closest friends, they're more red wine drinkers. And when I have that variety pack, I'm always prepared. I always know I'm going to have a bottle of wine to bring out that everyone will like.
Exactly.
If I'm invited somewhere, what can I bring? Oh, bring some wine. I can always grab 2 bottles and know I'm bringing something that's really
Well, the other
excellent
thing
quality.
too is, you know, Kevin's made all these wines. So if you're a white wine drinker, you've got someone coming over, you don't know what a good red is, or you're not as confident
I
as
have
you
your
are
back
in your
on
whites.
that.
Yes.
You
If you're
blame it all on
gifting-
Mr. O'Leary. He's
If
made
you're gifting, you're going to your boss's house or something, you want to bring a good bottle, it's got my name on it, it's going to be spectacular.
Bring the Walla Walla.
The Walla Walla, you know what? Keep the Walla Walla for yourself. It's so rare. It's so rare.
And that's kind of like a limited, like a private reserve here, isn't it?
Yeah, you know,
because
these are all
there's only
reserved,
so
yeah.
much that you can bring because there
People
was
that-
only so much that was available.
People that know, 06, 07 know it was spectacular. And of course it's all gone until we found my secret stash. Now it's here.
Now it's here at QVC. Let's show you the map again, everybody, just to remind you of where we can ship the wine to. Unique that we can ship to 40 states, Brian.
40 states, including Pennsylvania, I should say.
Yes.
So it's great. You can get it delivered right to the door. You can buy anywhere, but it's only the 40 states that we ship to.
And we're going to go off to our phones. Sheila is joining us from Massachusetts. Sheila, hi. I'm Jill here with Brian and Kevin O'Leary.
Hi,
How
Sheila.
are you?
Hi. Hi, everybody. How are you?
Good.
Very
How are
good.
you?
Good. I ordered some Cabernet Sauvignon.
Okay.
Oh, you're going to like that.
I shipped it to my brother in Florida. Every time Kevin has the Cabernet Sauvignon, I ship him some in Florida. He loves it.
Sheila, this is the best Cabernet I've ever made, and it's so rare. Your brother's going to love it. By the way, I'm a homie too. I'm from Boston, but I also go to Florida a lot, and I ship some to my wife because she told me,
Yeah?
I want that Walla Walla, so she's getting a case.
Yeah, I enjoy seeing you, Kevin.
Thank you very much.
Thank you
I
very much.
appreciate it.
Sheila, thanks so much for calling and hope that your brother enjoys the wine.
Cheers.
Oh, he will. Don't worry.
Great, great. Thanks
Thank
for
you.
calling.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Let's regroup here and kind of remind you what the offer is here. First time you're seeing it, new spring kind of private reserve assortment from Kevin O'Leary, 1,200 already requested. You can either get 3 bottles of any of the 4 varieties, or you can do, for a better value essentially, the 12 count. The price is delivered. So again, really nice value. Do you like the Moscato? How would you describe the Moscato?
It's honeysuckle. It's rose. The Romans loved it. I love it. It's been popular for 2,000 years.
Then we have your Chardonnay.
Chardonnay's beautiful. The peach, the crisp apricot, and that little secret sauce of Moscato I blended in there.
Then we have the Meritage.
It's the art of wine. So difficult to do well, and I think I've done it exceedingly well on this blend.
And then finally that Walla Walla Cabernet.
I mean, I can't say enough about it. 06, 07, near perfect years back to back, so rare. The Walla Walla Valley. You can't buy it anywhere. I have some. I brought it to my wine family at QVC.
So if you want 3 bottles of any of those 4, that will run you $44 with Easy Pay. But of course the value is, and that works out to be about $14 and change a bottle. But if you do the 12 count, that reduces the price per bottle to like $11 and change for this private reserve quality wine where you can do all whites, so 6 Moscato and 6 Chardonnay, all reds, 6 Meritage and 6 Cabernet Sauvignon, or that variety pack, if you will, where you'll get 3 bottles of each of the 4 wines that we featured.
And it's even better if you get it on auto delivery.
Excellent, because it's a seasonal auto delivery,
That's
right, Brian?
We put Kevin to work. Every 120 days, Kevin will pick another 4 wines to match that season of his reserve wine. Always all the reserve.
Great.
And if you've picked just the sweet or the medium white, you'll stay in that
I'll
same
make sure
flavor.
whatever I select, you know it's going to be great.
good, yes.
People now know that about what I do in a bottle. It's just wonderful.
And how did you get into wines? Like, where did that
When-
all start for you?
My dad, who was Swiss, got me into it when I was 7 years old, and he started teaching me about all the varietals and all the different ways wines are blended. I actually started drinking wine when I was 7. I'm not supposed to say that, but I started learning that, and I was able to start cellaring it and collecting it. And finally, I realized most wine's too expensive. I can blend it myself and bring it to you at a spectacular price.
That's right.
So what you're drinking
job.
here is probably comparable to wines that are $60 and $80 and $100. The Walla Walla Even my daughter said to me, although she couldn't pay for it, she said, please ship some to New York for me. She knows what it's about. And I had to buy her a case.
Well, again, we're busy on the phones here. I want to remind you, this is our last gourmet holiday before Easter.
Yeah.
So if you are going to be entertaining, now is the time to reserve yours so that you know that you'll have it in time. But also think ahead. Mother's Day is coming up. Memorial Day weekend. Are you going to the beach? How nice to sit out on that deck and drink a little Moscato. Maybe it's your first time you're going to be barbecuing. How great it would be to have that Cabernet. Father's Day is around the corner. For us, my daughter's graduating from high school, so it's the graduation parties and entertaining, and then, after that, it's summertime. So, take advantage of the opportunity that we have here. Just because these arrive to you in the next week or so doesn't mean you have to drink them in the next week, but you have these 12 wines that you can pull from whenever you'd like a glass of wine in the evening, when you decide you want to entertain, or some days, like a snow day today,
Yeah.
after